Om Shanti. Finish the seed of impurity and become completely clean, pure. May you be completely pure. At this confluence age, Bap Dada gave all of you children the first vow. May you be completely pure. This vow of purity is not just a vow of celibacy, but like Father Brahma, let every word have the vibration of purity merged in it. In every thought, let there be the importance of purity. In every action, let there be the experience of a karma yogi life. This is called being a brahmachari, one who follows in the footsteps of Brahma, and brahmachari, one who is celibate. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 20. Finish the seed of impurity and become completely clean, pure. Today's topic, may you be completely pure. Dadi Prakashmani ji's specialities shared by Dadi Janki ji. 20. If the creation is so beautiful, how beautiful must be the Creator be? Baba says that imparting knowledge is easy, but sharing the power received from the Almighty Baba is a truly significant act. As many souls are in need of subtle power, both fathers elevate us to a status even higher than his own. If we truly imbibe such elevated truths within our hearts, we will receive so much of Baba's love, and that love itself will act as that very power. Regarding Dadi, the thought arises, if she, the creation, is so beautiful, how beautiful must the Creator be? Now we will listen to Mohini Didi ji.
Om Shanti. How many of you relate to Dadiji's experience of intoxication? Mhm. Can I see hands? Mm. As soon as Dadi starts sharing, I also remember that even I hadn't started going, but then I will wake up 3 in the morning and I could just sit 2 hours. And even now I don't have that as very still. It was like amazing experience. And then I used to take my mother to the center. Then sometimes I will sit outside. Sometimes I will come back, then bring her back. So one day, the sisters keep saying, why don't you come inside? Why don't you sit? I said, okay. So I went in and I sat. And when I sat there, I was so much in intoxication. When we using word intoxication, it is like you are not at all aware of place or time or anything. And my eyes must have just closed. And in the morning, like class finishes, and around 11 o'clock, I'm just sitting. So sisters got concerned that she has to go. She has to go home. What's happening? So they, kind of shook me. Oh, you have to come out. You have to come out. And then what I'm saying that it's such a deep experience. And I wonder that maybe it's Baba who gives us that experience, but very, very deep intoxication. You're not aware of anything. And after that, I start seeing some of the things. Then I start getting messages, and the whole trance part began at that time. And that was even before I became a regular student, that was happening. So when Dadi was saying it, I remember those days when I used to have similar kind of experience. So just bodiless, just merged. So yeah, like Baba said, that what happened in the beginning will happen in the end. So maybe you all will have that similar experience. Mm. Baba had been talking about complete purity. So as each one of us, we look at our stage, look at our percentage of purity. Mm. Will you give 90% to yourself or 80? Mm. Because purity is connected with silence, with peace, mm, detach. And when you are pure, mm, then your feelings are completely different because there is no kind of attraction or distraction, no disturbance. Right? And then now Baba wants us further to make it clean, no pollution, no wastage, no waste. Waste comes really when we take the circumstances within us. External situations. Mm. Every soul has their part to play. So many things are happening in the world, scenes of drama. Mm. How practically we live in this kind of environment in the world, and we remain very detached. Only happen when there is purity. In purity, because you look at everything beautiful, everything good, there's a lot of joy. Mm. A lot of people ask her, what keeps you all happy? Mm. Our intellect doesn't get involved into things of the old world. We immediately know we have nothing to do with this, right? Whether it is conversation, whether it is thinking, whether it is interaction. Mm. I remember that when I came in Gyan, then I will go to my family maybe 5 days in a year to spend time with them. And I said what I should do, what we talked. Then it was 3 days, then 2 days. Then I said, oh, I can visit. And then I said to them, you have to visit. You have to come. Because it was so difficult to relate with Lokik things. Because their conversations are like, you don't know, or you want to be part of that. They talk about past, they talk about, everything worldly. And we don't connect with the world, right?
Mm.
Today, I came to know that everything is becoming very expensive.
Mm.
I mean, I have heard it, but then now Raksha Bandhan is coming, so trying to get whatever we're trying to get is very expensive comparative to what it was last year, right? But then it's for Baba, it's for Yagya. Baba provides us, and then we take it, get it, right? So whatever little percentage impurity, which is more like a waste. I like when Baba keeps saying, don't have wasteful thoughts. So that means you will be away from anxiety, tension, stress. Whatever is happening is good. Whatever will happen will be good, right? So Baba says, may you be completely pure.
Mm.
At this confluence age, Bab Dada gave all of you children the first number. May you be first. May you be completely pure. And this vow of purity is not just vow of celibacy, but like the Father Brahma, let every word have the vibrations of purity. I like this vibrations of purity in your words. But first it has to be in the thinking, right? But it has to be because if there is purity, then vibrations will be of purity.
Mm.
So Baba says, in even thought, uh, let there be importance of purity. Baba said that in every action, let there be the experience of a karma yogi. Yogi is doing everything, right? It becomes visible, no? Last weekend we had about 400 people at Peace Village. And it was karma yogis, right? Decoration, food, program, everything. Mm. So Baba says that means everyone was doing with happiness and creating the vibrations of Baba's love. So Baba says that this is called brahmachari, one who follows the footsteps of Brahma Baba. And also brahmachari, one who follows celibacy. No, because when there is purity, then the relationship amongst us is so lovely, right? But if there is body consciousness or there is drishti of body consciousness, it creates that discomfort. And whole world actually, even when these saint sages come to Madhuban, they are amazed. All these thousands of people live pure, living in family, living as a pure. They really, sometimes they don't believe it. And it's not only those who come 10,000, 20,000. but all over the world. Mm. Recently, one American brother went to India off season, and his company has branches all over. And he is Baba's child, so he calls himself Brahma Kumar, right? So he tells everyone, I'm celibate, I eat pure food, and he just feels honored to. Mm. So his boss called the boss here in New York and said, oh, you have such a gem with you, such a pure person in business. Because their businesses in China, many countries. Some people are shy that nobody should know what I am doing, right? They might mock at us and say, what are you doing? But some are like, feel proud. So I think that our life of purity is a gift from God. I don't think it's easy mm, being in the family, being together, and still total purity. Purity of thought, words, action, attitude, drishti. Mm. So our world is world of purity. Mm. And that is why there is such a feeling of joy. When people go to social gathering and they are happy. But the happiness which we all have in our gathering is completely different. Mm. So just pay attention to whatever little left to be completely pure. We fill those percentage, and according to Baba's directions, we become completely pure. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Hello, Om Shanti.
Hello, Sister Mohini. Hello, Didi.
Hello, Didi.
I'm echoing.
Little bit.
Are they going to change it?
It's okay now, no? Mm.
So you were talking about the big celebration that we had for you at Peace Village to celebrate your birthday, which was on the 15th of August. Well, you celebrated on that day. What was it that touched you in a different way? Something that was a surprise, something that was new, because you were sitting there for 5 hours, amazingly long time, looking at all these different expressions of love for you and for Baba. What is it that touched you in such a way that, it was a surprise, it was something new?
One aspect I really was touched was the harmony, that how united and how together, all of us were. And everything was, whether it was cooking, whether whatever, everything went so smoothly. It was not like something big happening, but also everyone, seeing everyone happy, you know, everyone really, nobody felt bored, or everything was really very interesting.
Mm.
In Peace Village, they were saying that when program finished and we wind up everything, but no one was tired, surprisingly. Next morning, I had to call Sister Kala, and she said, oh, everything is fine, everyone is flying. So this happiness, harmony, and that's why I felt that, generally I'm not necessarily very keen to celebrate birthdays, but when I find that everyone is happy and whatever we can share together. So I think unity, harmony, karma yogi, and yeah, many things.
So you were sitting there for 5 hours. What was your stage? Were you intentionally in a stage, or were you just naturally allowing yourself to be present?
I was little bit emotional few times because I was remembering my childhood as a Brahmin, and
Mhm.
also many things also as a child in my Lokik family, that how much I enjoy, kind of admiring upbringing of connecting me with whole universe, like connecting with animals and birds and nature. In those days we used to water the sun in the morning
Mhm.
and then have the rosary under blanket every night, so under pillow, and also Gita on top of all the books. So when you wake up, you have to go to school. First, you have to read one chapter of Gita. Even I didn't understand. They said, that's okay.
Mhm.
Just read Gita. And then when we wake up, first thing we do is rosary 10
Mhm.
times. And then, as I mentioned, that they were feeding the birds, and then they will tell us, look, these birds have already had bath in Yamuna and you all are still sleeping. You all have to wake up.
Mhm.
Many beautiful things.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed seeing that how they will give offering to the fire. They will give offering to, like how they shared. It's not, of course, we have enough of family members who had jobs and they were earning, but it's not kind of you just distribute. But this whole feeling of you have to share with everyone around, everyone around. So, when I was talking about sanskar, that's where the sanskars are, in family. What we see, we carry those sanskars in our whole life. So I was kind of remembering also with Brahma Baba and how much he cared for me. Dadi, like beautiful memories were coming while watching everything. So I think maybe I had that kind of energy from that intoxication of my childhood. And also, I didn't remember somebody, any difficulties of my life, or I just remember how beautiful everything was. You It was really, that's why I could sit maybe for 5 hours. And that morning, I didn't eat breakfast. I thought, generally when I have to sit, I don't eat. So when at 4 o'clock we were eating, we didn't feel that we haven't eaten all day. So I think that whole love and, energy in the family was very, very admirable.
Very beautiful.
What was your feeling?
I was just amazed that you were sitting for such a long time, but I was also feeling it was a memorable moment for everyone. I think if when we remember birthdays, and you celebrate your birthday, well, you don't, but others celebrate your birthday every year. But this one seemed to have had a special fragrance to it. And it was, for me, it was as if everyone was trying, well, not trying, was naturally expressing something that was meaningful to you. And in that meaningful expression of their love, they were kind of promising you something or committing something to you. And that was what I was picking up very strongly. It was unity, yes. It was harmony, yes. but it carried a kind of a commitment, maybe to say, okay, you're leaving on September 1st for India, so don't worry until November, we will be fine. And this is how we're going to be fine. We'll be doing all these beautiful things. So something like that, I feel. And I was remembering when Eric and I were doing our little chit chat about you, I was remembering Dada Gopal a lot. And somehow I feel that he had, I'm not sure if it's true for you, but he had a very strategic role in your life. But it was so incognito, you didn't capture it, and I don't think he captured it. And but yet it was something, it was, let me tell you what I felt. I felt he saw your future very clearly. Brahma Baba did as well, and of course Shiv Baba knows what that future is. But along with Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba, Dada Gopal also saw it. And he kind of nurtured it in you in so many different ways. And so you got the support from all three. You got it from the incorporeal, you got it from the subtle father, and you got it from Dada Gopal, who played the role of a father in your life. And so I was just feeling what a special role he had, that, you know, he didn't accept, he didn't want, he didn't even acknowledge that he played that significant role in your life. So,
Mm. I
and you
think
never
that
talk about him.
one time Brother Bridgman was mentioning, we all of us as a family went
Mm,
to Madhuban. So he was mentioning that because when we came in knowledge, that's the time Brahma
mm,
Kumaris were very defamed and nobody wanted with the name of womanly, and we had started coming. So of course, because I used to write some articles for Brahma Kumaris, editorials, all that, so that their image can be uplifted. And so he was just saying that this is a family who came from beginning,
mm,
and we were 11 of us who were in a way surrender, were teachers, or but then whole family and whatever we had merge into the yagya, in a very natural way.
mm,
Houses were centers and alaukic relationship amongst ourselves. So I think that, see, not only Gopal Dada, but Geeta Ben, right? Geeta Ben is still in body. She's
yeah,
96 now, and
yeah.
she called me on birthday to say good wishes. But also there are people who watch the program on YouTube
Mm,
from Canada, many places they called and they say every moment we really had so much. They enjoyed also everything what the program is. Even program was amazing, right? Oh,
mhm,
everyone came up with something very unique.
mm,
I
mhm,
was telling here that I was told about this lotus. I didn't relate much, but they were explaining me that it was 8 sisters who had seen a principle in my life. So I
mm,
was telling Andy, can I get in writing to know what were those and who recognized which one? Because that's
mm.
very interesting, right?
Yeah, that
So
would be
it
very
was
good for
really
you. Yeah,
to know that who see how they saw my principles.
right.
Because
Yeah.
in Madhuban also, they always call me as sister of principles
Mm,
because I say, well, that's what Baba's Yagya is. That's the Shrimad. So there is no choice, no? It's just
mhm.
Shrimad, do whatever the Shrimad says then.
Yeah, so you're
Mm.
like the Yudhishthir of the Yajna. If you wanted to know the principles on anything, you went to Yudhishthir according to the Gita. He was the one who upheld those principles.
Yeah, because Sister Shanti was 8 years old when we came in Gyan. So they will wrap her and bring her in for Amritvale at 4 o'clock. Made her sit, when she was sleeping, but she is still sitting there. So I don't know what kind of the faith and dedication, sacrifice Dada Gopal had, So yeah, definitely his role was very incognito, but very. Everyone in Yagya used to call him Dada Gopal.
Yeah, all of us did too, the double foreigners. And also, I sent the video that Madhvi Ben did to Rama Ben to show it to Geeta Ben. So she would have seen that video. I'm sure she would have remembered when you and Shanti Ben in that picture. Both of you were so young. And she would have seen that too. But I want to ask you one question because it's already late on following in Brahma Baba's footsteps. We're supposed to be practicing that tomorrow. And the question that I'll ask you, the second question that the brother had for his thesis, and he wanted to know that how did Brahma Baba practice? What were some of the things that you learned from? What were some of the footprints that you took away from Baba's life in his practice of soul consciousness?
I think that he, like I remember one time there were few officers came for some inquiry. In the beginning, like they want to know from where it is funded, who is, like lot of things the local government wanted to know. So Baba will go in the room and said, Baba will come in 5 minutes. And I think that that's where everyone is soul, everyone is God's child. So when he came, he started talking to them, bache, children, children. And okay, what can Baba do for you? But as soon as Baba said bache, somewhere deeply within, they were like 50s age group or whatever. It just melted, that, or he's really father. So I think that one is that as a soul, but other is also as a father. The way he spoke to them is not Shiv Baba speaking, but Brahma Baba is telling them, you are children. Bache. So have this whole consciousness of his role as a Brahma Baba is of father. Shiv Baba is father, but I am also father. So way he looked at everyone as not only soul, but as a child also. Like Baba says, brothers and sisters. So have the consciousness not only you are a soul, but you are my sister, you are my brother. That also creates a very beautiful connection amongst ourselves. So I think Brahma Baba's this way of looking at everyone as a child, all are children. So it was not only incorporeal, but it was also corporeal. Same is, I think we have to do is all are our brothers, sisters. And then, of course, they are souls, but brothers and sisters. So I think that was the consciousness, awareness Brahma Baba had.
And because he was Prajapita Brahma, because he
Hmm.
is the father of humanity, that role of father became a predominant relationship with the brothers and sisters. And it was soul conscious, but no one else can play that role because no one else can be the father of the brothers and sisters. Only Brahma Baba could have done that because he is the father of humanity. Is that right?
Yeah, that is true. But also, we are all brothers and sisters. We are souls, but also brothers, sisters. That has to be more and more firm so that there is love, there is sharing, then belonging, all these good qualities can emerge in relationship of brothers, sisters.
So for
So that's
soul
what,
conscious,
yeah. Say it.
So consciousness it manifests itself naturally through a relationship. That's what you're saying. And that relationship is through
Yeah.
brother and sister.
That's what Brahma Baba, I felt, man. Not only he looked at me as a soul, but also child,
Yeah.
So this whole relationship of child and father was very interesting.
And do you think that purity that he talked, one more, do you think the purity that he's talking about, like the brahmachari means celibacy, but it's not just abstinence, it's purity in thought, purity in feelings, purity in awareness, purity in attitude. So do you think the two go together? Brahma Baba as the father of humanity and brahmachari, the purity I'm talking about, the combination of the two gave soul consciousness a very powerful impact in the relationships he had with others.
Because see, even to be celibate, you have to be in soul conscious. If you are not soul conscious, you can't be, because then there will be attraction to the body. But deeply within somewhere, purity as celibacy has been accepted, which Baba is now calling our vibrations in the words, vibrations in our thoughts. So I think this acceptance and living the life of celibacy also is soul consciousness, is from the soul conscious. And then you follow Brahma Baba. So brahmachari and then brahmachari, right?
That's absolutely true. Because if you didn't accept celibacy at the level of the soul, then you won't be able to follow the teachings. You won't be able to be soul conscious. That's very beautiful. So thank you very much, and we will continue next week.
Yes, thank you, Gayatri Bhai.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.